think I kinda understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right, we should get back to our new present. I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camila again. So these last 10 years will now all vanish. Well, not completely. The memories of all us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime. That's the way this game of the dead works, huh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Sissel? Yes? When we get back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It'll be like we never met. So before that happens, I just want to say one thing. Tonight, I'll steal away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now, right, Yumio? Thank you, Sissel. I'm sorry for... I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yumio. Sissel? Are we ever going to see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't. Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We just have to wait till then. Sissel, I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, looks like you come to live with me now. So let's get going, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jode. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning, and now we're each going back to our own new present. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths will all cross again. Wait! Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. Before I cease to exist. Oh, it's you. Yes, it is I, Ray. In case you have forgotten again. Next to you, everything has turned out as I had hoped. I am really grateful to you, Sissel. Thank you. But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory. Yes, I know that. I know all about you. Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you? Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fates of many people tonight. The first of which was hers. That still looks like it hurt. Well, I'm sure it did. No matter how many times I look at that. If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in the only spot on the outskirts of town. And if that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story. A story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. Stole the wooden box in the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, left 2 bodies on the floor. Okay, 2 little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw towards his mistress. And then, that's when a miracle occurred. What? Look at that! House of the dead! But how? He really didn't understand it himself. Not yet, anyway. With all you know now, I bet you understand it. Do you not? Hey, wait a minute! Yikes. That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. Unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects. He had the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady. The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. And in the end, he was left behind with a man in red in the deep, deep sea. Bad end. And then, he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death. What? He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. A story that has taken these 10 years to be retold. So that was you, huh? That's right. I'm Missile. Old version of Mr. Klein's favorite character. 10 years is a very long time at dog years. You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own. So you decided these 10 years out, huh? Exactly. And then, at last, a fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old and my powers were weak. So I decided to find somebody to help me this time around. somebody who possessed different powers than me. But wait a second. Were you able to manipulate that desk lamp? Over the course of long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened. And I became able to manipulate small objects. But in that case, why didn't you just cooperate with yourself? Because I couldn't. Huh? From watching the Man in Red, I found out there are individual differences in my powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do. Like travel through the telephone lines, for example. What? It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power. Especially if you're trying to chase somebody. But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me? Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before on that night the first time around. Wait, what? We met before? From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at that junkyard on the edge of town. Followed the ghost world past to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp that nobody can see for some reason. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you. That was me? I was shot on that night the first time around as well? But thinking about it, I'm getting confused. Yeah, I lost your memory that time too. Yeah, I just died and you felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me. I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. That's what you said. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line. I'm really sorry I didn't help you. That's why I decided that this time, I'll use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage. Something else is getting me. If that be the case, isn't this the third time? Mutual advantage? The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be to the Man in Red, to Yomio. What? I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. And then I gave you a time limit. A time limit? That's right. As you know, I said you only had till tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the Man in Red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea, forever. If that had happened, it would have been over. All over. Then, you mean the thing about ceasing to exist? Oh, that? Completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. But I just wanted you to use your time wisely. Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way. Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I. Missile? I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Missile. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. All for the sake of your ladies, Lynn and Camilla, eh? Of course. Guess that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Sissel. So the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what would happen in this town tonight. Made my way back to the present.